thank God that he already showed me myself. That's something that I can hope in and have rejoice over, that he showed me a few years ago that I can sustain the storms that are coming my way. Mm-hmm. See, God said he ain't going to do nothing in the earth unless he first reveal it to his prophets. You see? So there's some things that God just spoke to you and to you. You know, that you need to hold on to that hope. And don't try to do it your way. Let God do it his way. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm. Because the enemy wants to get us impatient. He wants us to when we get impatient and when we get shaken, we get off-centered, and we get a little off focus, off centered, and you start wobbling, and you may do something that you normally wouldn't do if you was focused and you was upright and everything was going in the right direction. He's doing that on purpose. And you know what he want to do? He cannot deny you the things that God had for you. But daggone if he can't delay it. And you don't want to be 80 years old or 57. You don't want to be delayed and then feel like you got to catch up. All right? Now, the house endured for one reason. It had its foundation on the rock. It's your foundation anchored in the rock. The picture, see, the enemy wants to challenge that in you. He was the same way look, we're no different. The same way he challenged Job. The same way he challenged Paul. The same way he challenged Moses. You want to talk about a delay? Moses, who was faithful in all of his household, missed the promise. What a delay. Because of an attitude adjustment. Then Moses probably got over to the other side and said, I can't believe I struck that rock and told them rebels to go fetch your own water. Do I need to fetch you some? Come on. Oh, Lord. And look at how he was an honored servant. How God himself mentioned him. But he missed it. He missed out on a part of what he was supposed to have been a part of. Although he didn't miss being with God. Right, but he missed. But he could have got that. That's telling us that some of us is going to miss some things that we're not going to be able to say what Paul said. That you poured me out like a drink offering. You'll be able to say, well, you poured part of me out. Thank you for that. But are you going to endeavor to get all that he has for you on this side? Go ahead, Aaron. You look like you're about to bust.
I got it. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. I got it clearly.
Now, all right. Now, let me reread that part. The house endured for one reason. It had its foundation on the rock. Okay? The picture is of a house being assaulted. That's what the enemy want to do. He wants to assault you. Is he not the accuser of the brethren?
Oh, my God.
Okay. The house was being assaulted by rivers of water. Look at how the enemy sends the rivers of water to assault you. But look at how the Spirit sends the rivers of water to flow out of you. Hallelujah. The flooding was aggravated by merciless winds. So it wasn't just the flooding. Then the devil want to once he stick you, he want to turn it when he get it in you. So he aggravated the winds. So it ain't that you're just going through this trial right here. He's going to aggravate it by adding everything else that he can add to it.
That's like pinching and twisting.
Yes.
Oh, buddy.
Yet the house on the rock stood. Okay? So it is with the one who builds on Christ and receives his instructions instead of ignores his instructions as if he didn't hear them. Okay? All right? Now, the most adverse circumstances of life may beat on him, but they cannot dislodge him from his faith. So the enemy desires to not only sift you as wheat, but to dislodge you from your connection with God, because without faith, it's impossible to please him. Okay? So what is faith? He wants to dislodge you from trusting, relying, and depending that he can do whatever he said he could do in your life. The enemy wants you to think, do it your way, not his way. You get it all accomplished even quicker, faster, and better. When all he doing is setting you up for the biggest blowdown that you about to experience. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the second part of this little analogy that Jesus gave about the winds and the floods and the water in the house, whether it's built on the rock or not. All right? Now, the most adverse circumstances of life may beat on him, but they cannot dislodge him from his faith. The divine foundation stands. What kind of foundation stands? Divine. Okay. The mind or divine. The mind, look, the mind foundation will fall, but the divine foundation will stand. The mind, I want to do it my way, is going to fall. Okay? Divine. Now, building without the foundation, you ain't got none at all. That's 26 and 27, which says this. Matthew 7, 26 and 27 says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine, Jesus is saying, and doeth them not, and chooses not to do them, they shall be likened unto a foolish man. I think I'll call him a foolish man, which builds his house upon the sand. And the same rain will descend, and the same floods came, and the same winds blew, and beat upon or assaulted that house, and it fell. And not only did it just fall, but it says, and great was the fall of it. So it ain't like you just going to slip off there and fall down. No, it's going to be a great fall. And most of the time, it's going to be one of them ones where everybody knows it.
All because you didn't be obedient.
Yeah, not just a fall, but a great fall.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
This is a warning from heaven. God.
Now, where was I, y'all?
You was reading the expository.
Okay, well,
you finished reading the scripture.
Did I read 26? What was it? 26 and 27? Okay, all right, now let's get to the expository. 26 and 27 says, in contrast to the person who believes and heeds. So we're talking in contrast to the person that not just believe, but heeds. You got to believe and you got to heed. Believe and heed. Not those believers and no heeders is no different than these ones that don't believe at all. Okay? They believe, you got to believe and heed. It's two parts. It's not a one-part thing here. He's telling us the full description of what you have to do to be blessed. You have to believe, and I ain't talking that head sense type of belief. I'm talking believe with all your heart. Okay? When you believe with all your heart and you heed. And honestly,